Welcome back. In previous session, we understood how container works. In this session, we are going to understand a containerization platform, Docker. So before we deep dive into Docker containerization platform, let's quickly recap what makes container special. As we understood in the previous session, containers are lightweight, isolated, and portable package that include application code, right? So it only includes application code, actual software that need to be run. Again, it also includes application dependencies like libraries, framework, and runtime environment that require two application to run, and then minimum operating system component, just necessary system files, and the rest it depends on host machine operating systems, kernel, drivers, and resource control. So because of all these features, containers are lightweight, isolated, and portable. Now, before again we go and understand a Docker container, let's quickly understand container life cycle. So when we talk about the container, then let's understand how exactly do we create a container. To create a container, we need to write a container specification. What is container specification? So container specification is a file where we define how container should behave. Now you must be thinking, what exactly should we include in this container specification? So in this container specification, we include base image. Yes, so this container depends on certain operating systems, right? Or certain libraries, right? So this is what we define here. So this is called base image, like Python, Node.js, Ubuntu, CentOS, whatever. Okay, so depending on your application, what application needs as a base image, so that's we include in a base image in the container specification. Second, we include application code itself. So your application code, we need to define how it will get it. Maybe it will get it from your local system, maybe it will clone from the remote system. So we define application code. Then we also define how to install and run the dependencies. So these application codes depend on the some dependencies, right? So also we write a code there how it will install and run these dependencies. And finally, how to start your application. So these four things we define in container specification. So once we define our container specification is ready, then we can build our container image. Yes, so based on the container specification what we are defined, using this we can build our container image. So once a specification is ready, next step is to build the container image. And now this container image is self contained. Yes, now this container image what we build, it has base image, it has application code, it has dependencies in the runtime, and also how to run our application. So this is self contained. Because of this, now this is portable. So this image we can take anywhere and run the container. So of course, what is the next step of the container lifecycle? Next is run container from the image. So as I said, once we build our image, how we are building our image? We are building our image from our container specification, which include the base image, application code, runtime, and how to start the application. So once this image is ready from this specification, we built it. Then using this image, we can run our container. So after building the image, we can run container using container runtime. So again, depends on which container platform, for which container platform we have written this specification. So imagine if you are writing this container specification for the Docker, then this container specification file is called Dockerfile. So you will be writing this in Dockerfile. So again, as I said, so depend on the containerization platforms what you are using. So using that specific tool, you can run your container. So when container started from the image, so from this image, once container started, then container become alive. Your container start running and is start serving the application. So whatever application code you have written, those will be start running and we can access from the container. Now, so this is the container life cycle. So if you need to run the container, what you need to do? First things first, you need to write the container specification. Then you need to build image from the container specification. Then using this image, you can run the container. Now let's understand a Docker. As I said, we are especially going to understand and focus Docker containerization platform. So what is Docker? Docker is a containerization platform that help us to package our application. So what is the Docker? Docker is a containerization platform. So when we need to run a container, when we need to create a container, when we need to create the image for the container, then we need a containerization platform. So Docker is one of them. So what is Docker? Docker is a containerization platform, and using this we can package our application with all dependencies into a isolated environment that's called image, right? So this is called container image. Now once our container image is ready, then we can deploy our application anywhere without worrying about compatibility issues. As we know, the this container image has everything to run the container, and of course we can run container efficiently without overhead of virtual machine, that what we have seen. So now if you need to understand in the very simple terminology, so think Docker as a universal shipping container for the application. Just like if you want to ship something, so what you do, you get a container. In that container you put your stuffs, then this package gets shipped from one location to another location, right? Similar, Docker create a container, create a shipping container where we put everything about our application and package and ship from one place to another place. Means one developer machine to the tester machine, from tester machine to the production environment to the testing environment, anywhere, and it works out of box. Why? Because it has everything included to run the application. Well, now we understand container lifecycle. What is container? Now let's understand Docker workflow. Yes, so Docker workflow is similar as a container workflow because of course this is a containerization platform, right? So if you need to run a container using Docker tool, so there's no difference what we have learned in the container workflow. So first thing first, what you need to do, you need to write a container specification. And here when we are talking about the Docker, so you need to create a Docker file. So we create a file called a Dockerfile, and in this file we define all our container specification like base image, application code, dependencies, and how to run the application. So once we define our Docker file, container specification, especially we can say Docker container specification, then using this specification we can build a Docker image. Yes, now this is specific to the Docker. Then again using this Docker image we can run our container. So first things first, if you want to create a Docker container, you need to write a Docker file. And once you write this Docker file, then you are going to build the image using this docker file, and for that you need to run a command. Okay, so that's called docker build. Yes, so once you use the docker build command, I'm going to show you in a moment, then it's going to create a docker image. Then from this docker image you can go ahead and run a command called docker run. Then this is going to create a container, and this container will have your application, and you will be able to access your application from here. Now let me quickly show you how this looks like in a practical. So this is how we create a docker specification. So here this is sample of docker file. So here we write a docker file where we specify what is the base image. You see here python 3.9 is the base image. Now we are setting up the working directory inside our container for the application. So this is the working directory. Then we are copying our application file into the container. So on the current directory, here you see the dot. Here you see the dot. We have the application code. Then we are copying this application into this app directory what we have set here. Okay, then we are going to install all dependency using pipe install, and all dependencies are defined in requirement.txt. Then you are going to run application using this command python app py. Now you see this has four things, right? It has the base image, it has the application code, then it has the installing dependencies, and this is how we are running the application. Now once this is ready, a specification is ready, then we can build the image. How do we build the image? You can run a command called docker build. Okay, anyways, we're going to install docker, so you will see all those, but it's very simple, right? I have told multiple times, so we need to build the image, right? So to build the image, we have running the command docker build, and this is the tag, this is my application latest. Okay, again I will explain all those things, but here now you see using this command we are building our image, and once image is ready, then you are going to run a container using a command called docker run -d -p. This is the port and this is my image. Don't worry, I will explain here. Now just I wanted to explain you how this is looks like. It's so simple, right? Here we have the specification. Of using this specification, you are going to build the image using this command. Then using this image what we build here, we are going to run a container. So this is how it works. Now quickly look into the docker life cycle. Yes, we understood the container life cycle. Now let's look into the docker life cycle. So it's very simple. First of all, you can go ahead and create a docker specification, and using this you can go ahead and create the image, right? And once image is ready, then using this image you can use again docker command docker create, so it will go ahead and create a container. So once container get created, then you need to start the container, right? So you can run a command called docker start, then it will start your container. But if you want to combine both creating and starting your container, then you can use docker run. So docker run, what it will do, it will create and also it will start, so your container will be running. So once your container will be running, then you can pause it, and again if this is paused, again you can go ahead and unpause it, then your container will be running. When it's running, you can also stop it. You can stop using the command called docker stop. Then again you can start if this is stopped using docker stop. You can also delete your container. So you can delete your container from the two way. One way, if this is stopped, okay, you can go ahead and run command called docker rm, so it will delete your container. Or maybe if you created your container using a command called docker run, so from there again you can go ahead and use docker rm, it will delete your container. Well, now you understand what is docker, how we create and run a container using the docker, what is container and docker life cycle, and how do we manage everything using Docker command. So that's pretty much I wanted to cover here. In next session, we are going to understand Docker architecture, and after that we will start doing hands-on. Well, so that's pretty much. Thank you so much. See you in the next session.